Okay. As you guys know, I do a Big Sky poll every week. The Big Sky poll is in this week. Like I mentioned, not to sound like Stephen A, but this list is definitely fluid. It's going to move every week. Teams are going to go up, teams are going to go down, and I'm not projecting who I think these teams are. I'm picking these teams based on who they have shown they are right now. And what I have seen from these teams tells me that they should be ranked here. I already told you guys what my top three is if you've watched the whole video. First is Montana State. Second is Idaho. Third is Montana. Fourth, there's a new number 4 in the rankings. I think 4 has changed all 3 weeks that I've done this poll so far. I didn't do the first week. I missed that. I was a little late. 4 on this list is Sac State. They may be moving up. We'll see how they play. I don't know if they have any tough games coming up in Big Sky Conference play yet, but definitely got my eye on Sac State. Definitely got my eye on UC Davis. There's definitely going to be some movement after this week. You got Idaho versus UC Davis. There might actually not be any, because if Idaho wins, if Idaho wins against UC Davis, I might put them at number 1. Depending on how they look against UC Davis, Idaho might get that number 1 spot. We will see. But Sac State at number 4, UC Davis at number 5, Weber State at number 6. Still, the jury's still kind of out on them. Lost to Lamar, but Lamar may be a really good team. We don't know yet. They're 3-1 right now, behind McNeese in that Southland Conference, who's 3-2. We don't know yet. Weber State, we'll see. We'll see Weber State. At number 7, you got NAU. At number 8, you got Idaho State. At number 9, you got Eastern Washington. They've been slowly falling. Somebody go grab Eastern Washington and pick them back up and bring them back to the top of the rankings. I don't know if they'll get there. I have some friends in the media business that don't think very highly of Eastern Washington. I was on the other side of the coin. I thought they were going to be a pretty decent squad offensively. I like the quarterback. I like the receiver. They look like a good squad. But you got to be able to stop people. You got to be able to stop people from you got to get your defense off the field. Your defense has to get off the field, and that's something that's always hurt them. At number 10, you got Cal Poly. At number 11, you got Portland State. At number 12, someday Northern Colorado will get up there, but Northern Colorado's at 12. They're currently 0-4. Portland State's 1-3. They might even be 1-2 because they had that game canceled. I think they are 1-2. And then, Cal Poly, team sitting at the bottom, just tough. Can't get a win. Can't find a win. Looking to be better. Can't be better. Hiring new coaches. Seems not to work out for them. Eventually, it'll work out. But what do you guys think about my top 12 poll for the Big Sky Conference? Not even top 12, just like my poll for the Big Sky Conference. What do you guys think about it? Montana State, Idaho, Montana, Sac State, and UC Davis in my top 5. Weber State on the outside looking in. But really, I think the conference right now, to me, looks like it's about those top 5. MSU, Idaho, Montana, Sac State, and UC Davis. Those are the best teams. Obviously, MSU and Idaho have shown that they're I don't want to say head and shoulders, but they are in a class of their own currently in the Big Sky Conference. Montana still has to show me a little something. Defensively, they played a really good squad in West Carolina. They're good offensively. I get that, but 35 points is major. And they came out with the dub, against a ranked opponent. They were at home, but they came out with the dub. So there's convincing from that, but Montana, I need to see more form from Montana. They struggled at times this year. Their tackling looks like it's definitely getting better. Their defense looks like it's improved from a lot of standpoints. They were better against the run against Western Carolina, but Western Carolina I don't think they made a super concerted effort to run the ball. But, good on Montana. They got the Western Carolina dub. Obviously, we will see how they do as the season progresses. They have Eastern Washington this week. It'll be interesting to see what they do this week. But MSU, Idaho are my 2 top right now. I don't see anybody knocking them off. Idaho has UC Davis this week. That's going to be a really good game. That's my number 1 game of the week is UC Davis versus Idaho. There's not a lot of big games in the Big Sky Conference being had this week, but UC Davis versus Idaho, that's a game to keep your eyes on. Keep your eyes glued on that game. UC Davis could get the upset. Idaho could roll them. I don't know. UC Davis is an interesting squad this year too. Land Larson has looked everything that he's built up to be, but everything else outside of that, I don't think has looked great. Southern Utah, they got rolled this week by, I can't even remember who they played, but Southern Utah didn't look great. UC Davis only beat them by 3, and Southern Utah had a chance to win it at the end, or at least tie it at the end to take it into overtime. So a little concerning from that standpoint for UC Davis, but they get a chance to prove themselves this week against a really good Idaho squad. I'll tell you at the end when I go through my preview where that game is being played at, but that's one of the top games of the week. Those are my poll. MSU at 1, Idaho at 2, Montana at 3, Sac State at 4, UC Davis at 5, Weber State at 6, Northern Arizona at 7. I have Idaho State at 8, Eastern Washington at 9, Cal Poly at 10, Portland State at 11, and Northern Colorado at 12. You guys let me know what you guys think about my poll. Tell me if it's terrible. Tell me if it's great. You guys let me know what you think, and I will move on.